Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fallout Roundtable. This is a place where diverse individuals discuss various topics from the Fallout universe. Join us, the conversation has already started. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Fallout Roundtable. I'll be your host, Patrick Conway, also known in other circles as Jaxus. Real quick, please, guys, like and share us on YouTube or write a review and rate us on your favorite podcatcher. Thank you. Anyway, on today's show, we're going to be talking about how to get better at Fallout 76, and we're going to get to know Knight Taylor, our person down here and down there. Say hello, Taylor.
Hey, everybody.
You're supposed to say hello, Taylor.
Oh,
Didn't anybody
know
know
how to play the game?
I guess not. Anyway, folks, we'll introduce the rest of the crew here. There's got Gingerino. I don't know where he is on his screen, so I'm just going to point down because that's where he is on mine. And then Sassy's over here, and we're going to do a show and stuff. All right, cool. Anyway, so Taylor, why don't you let us know a little bit about your history and your background in the Fallout universe?
Absolutely. So, my journey in Fallout started 7 years ago, back in 2016, Black Friday, actually. So I used to work at Walmart. I don't anymore, thank God. But one night
not a
on
sponsor,
Black Friday,
clearly.
yeah. So Black Friday of 2016, I just ended my shift at Walmart, and me and my coworker went up to the front of the store to see like what video games were left. Because they had their Black Friday specials with video games, and there was one copy and I had an Xbox at the time. Now I have a PC, obviously, but I had an Xbox at the time, and there was one copy of Fallout 4 for Xbox, and I picked it up and asked my coworker, I'm like, "How is this game?" Because it just got released back in 2015, and this is 2016 we're talking about, and he's like, "Oh, it's not bad," and it was $20 on sale, so I'm like, yeah, I'll buy it. $20. Took it home. A couple days later, I downloaded it on my Xbox, started playing it, and I played it for a couple of years, did all the stories and everything, building, all that fun stuff in Fallout 4. Eventually, I got the Fallout 4 Game of the Year edition, along with the Pip-Boy edition, which I have the box for still for my Xbox. Got the Pip-Boy on display behind me, for those of you who can see. But then in 2018, when Fallout 76 was announced, and it just so happened to be announced on June 10th of 2018. And the funny thing is, I do remember that date, the exact date, because that date is actually my birthday. June 10th is my birthday. And 76 got announced on my birthday. So how cool is that? Like, how special
Nerd
of an announcement is that on my birthday? Yeah, so they announced it at E3, released the trailer on my birthday. I think it was Sunday in 2018. So I'm like, okay, I'm a Fallout fan, fell in love with Fallout 4. I have to get 76 because it's the next game. It was multiplayer. It got announced on my birthday. How can I not get it? So then I think it was September, October of 2018 when they actually released the game to buy it. And then they had the beta in like October, November. And then the game got released in November of 2018. But ever since then, I've been playing pretty much every single day since then.
He means that literally, folks.
He really does.
Yeah,
literally.
A veteran player. But yeah, I pretty much played every single day. 76. Yes, I do admit it was kind of a dumpster fire at the beginning for about a year, but I still played it. I still tried it. Eventually, after a few months and about a year, I got a mic and I started going in area chat in the game, meeting other players because obviously it's multiplayer Fallout. And that's when I found Discord and I started finding groups, just regular Fallout groups, other people to play with. And then eventually that kind of snowballed into roleplay groups. And I found a bunch of Brotherhood groups. I've been in tons of different Brotherhood groups over the years. I've probably been in about, 50 of them. I'm in one currently, but I used to run one by myself on Discord with like 300 members. And eventually that one fell apart. And after that fell apart, I actually managed to take a week break from 76 because I'm like, I don't want to play this anymore. The group fell apart. I kind of hit a depression in Fallout
You got
76.
butthurt.
And then and then about
That's what we call it.
I
We
took
call it
about a week
butthurt.
break from 76. And then one day, so this is kind of cool. One day I just came into the game because I'm like, okay, I'm bored. Um, and I was just hanging out at White Spring. And I found this person's camp, and I'm like, oh, this person's camp name is Chad, a Fallout 76 podcast. Everybody knows Chad,
Yeah.
Yep.
obviously by now.
You found
So-
Kenneth Vigue's camp.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. So he had his camp at the White Spring, and like a fool, I went into area chat, and he was at his camp. And you know, some people can just name their characters whatever, so I didn't know if it was actually him or not. So now that I look out back at it, I look like a fool. But I went up to him in area chat, and I'm like, "Hey, are you the real Chad of Fallout 76 podcast?" Yada yada yada. And he's like, "Yeah, yes, I am." I'm like, "Oh." And then he invited me to his Discord, which I've been a part of for like 2.5 years now.
That's where we met.
But it's because of him that I'm still playing this game, because I literally came back after a week because I didn't want to play the game. I just came back on a whim after about a week off, ran into him, joined his Discord, and now I am still playing the game. Like I love the game. Like I love meeting
He
new
is the catalyst for
players and-
so many things.
yeah.
Yes.
He actually
know.
literally is the reason why I'm sitting here right now.
You know, Ken is just a great
He got me
guy,
back
you know?
he got me back into media.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it was like and pretty much getting into the actual game of 76. I started
Yeah.
listening to his podcast, and it just generated from there. And then I ended up in the aristocracy. I can't remember the
Mhm.
Yeah,
full name.
yep, that's
Yeah,
his word. Yep.
aristocracy.
Yeah.
Actually, he invited me. It was funny. It was actually a lovely day, and that's pun intended, because he invited me to Discord on Valentine's Day.
Oh, and that's
Oh.
sweet.
All right.
Ken and you are Valentines.
But yeah, I mean,
Are you blushing?
crazy
It
how
looks like he's
yeah,
blushing.
and then eventually after playing 76 for about 3 years, I finally started getting into the world of streaming. So I started streaming about a year ago because I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of sick of just hiding in the game. Let me get out there and get on Twitch and start helping people out, and you know, seeing what I do, because I've been playing the game for what, 4.5 years now since it's been out.
So is that what
almost
you
every
do on
single
your
day
Twitch stream? Is
religiously.
you actually teach people how to play the game while you're playing?
On my stream, yes. People stop in, they ask questions. I'm like, you know, if anybody's got any questions, feel free to, you know, ask. I mean, I'm here to answer any questions, because I mean, you can go and watch YouTube videos, you can watch other streamers. You know, I try to help people out as much as I can. I mean, I'm not on YouTube. I don't make YouTube videos.
Yeah,
I really
but
don't
the
have time
difference
for that.
is
But
you can
Yet-
watch a YouTube video, but it's not interactive.
right.
Like people can give advice, but you can't be like, okay, but XYZ, what if that doesn't, at least with you, you can be like, you can give advice and then people can be like, yeah, I tried that. What about whatever
There's
else?
point, counterpoint.
Right. Well, a lot
Right.
of the YouTube videos I watch too, like some of them aren't really up to date, or
Yeah.
they are not really accurate, or you know,
Yeah.
stuff like that, or
Or
it's
they're just
like,
terrible at explaining themselves.
yeah,
Yes, that
exactly.
too.
And it's like, okay, like a lot of times it'd be like, hey, here's lead at this spot. It's like, okay, where's that spot? I
What's
don't
the
know exactly where it's-
coordinates?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Because
Like-
they just assume everybody knows where everything is. And you're like scanning over the map and you're like, yeah, I don't know. Or they give
Right.
you like a name and it's like, not quite that name. It's a different name.
I think a lot of people, the treasure maps are the biggest one, because people will look at the picture of the treasure map in game and then be like, okay, where's that location? I don't know where it is exactly, because it
Mhm.
doesn't really tell you. So
No, because you're supposed to find it based on the picture.
yeah.
So,
But-
all right. So you got into 76, then you started streaming. Where did you go from there?
Well, before I started streaming, so a little bit after I joined the Discord, I'm gonna kind of backtrack here. Joined the Aristocracy Discord with Ken. I was pretty much in that group, and then I was also in a roleplay group at the same time. And the roleplay group, I was actually I think it was a quartermaster, helping other people out in the group. And I would usually do the power armor, and I'm like, okay, let me get like all the power
That
armor
sounds
plans.
weird to me because I play with you now, and
I
I've
know.
never seen you in power armor.
I
yeah.
don't. I used to be a power armor build. I actually started the game.
Were
as
you
a
in the
melee
Remnants
build.
then?
What's that?
Was it the Remnants or a different group?
No, it was way before. It was a couple years ago.
Okay.
I've been, like I said, I've been in tons of other Brotherhood
Right,
groups
right.
in the past, but yeah, the one that I was in, so I was taking care of all the power armor. So I'm like, okay, let me collect like all the power armor plans, all the power armor paints. And eventually I did. And I kept helping people out in that group. So I'm like, you know what? Let me start helping people out on other groups. So I found like Market 76, everybody knows Market 76, the big trading Discord,
Mhm.
Reddit. And I just started offering my services there. And I'm like, you know what? Why not start collecting other things too, like weapon mods, armor mods, to help other people out? And that's where it kind of turned into, okay, let me just collect everything. And so I collected everything, started helping people out. And then I'm like, okay, you know what? Why not complete like the Atom challenges and the Steam challenges and everything and just collect everything, complete everything. And that's where I turned into like a completionist. So I started helping people and collecting everything. And the main goal to collect everything was to help people out. But then I'm like, why not collect stuff too?
And then you
Because
became
there's
obsessed.
super rare items in this game.
I'm
Mhm.
also
Yeah.
a completionist, so I totally get it. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
found like the last magazine for the I forget which one it was now, but I just picked it up and it was like completed. And I was like, yay!
Yep.
You know,
I have
it's
like every rare apparel, every weapon mod, armor mod,
oh, I don't have every rare
um,
apparel.
all the Steam challenges done, all the Atom challenges done, like
Mhm.
everything. Like you name it, I have it done or collected.
Hmm.
And that is very hard to do in this game because some of the drop rates in this game are ridiculously low.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of rare stuff that I'm missing because the drop rates are ridiculous. But if you play as much as you do, you probably have a better chance of getting those
Yeah.
things. Or
Yeah,
at
I've
least
gotten most
finding
of my
a
stuff
vendor.
legitimately. I mean, it does help that this game is multiplayer and you can trade with other people.
Yep.
I try not to do that. I try to get stuff myself,
Organically.
but
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard and you have to trade.
So what do you feel about the negative stigma that Fallout 76 has had, especially from the New Vegas groups? A lot of the New Vegas groups have got a very low opinion of 76.
Right. And I think a lot of those players that bash on 76 either watch YouTube videos of the reviews of the bad game or they'll just like see comments about it or they
And not
played
actually
like a
play it?
couple hours and
Yeah.
then quit
Yeah.
and say it's bad.
Yeah.
Unless
Or
you
they just
played like
remember
more
like
than
the
100
release, right?
hours, you don't actually experience the game.
Yeah.
Go out
Well-
there, meet some friends, play the game, enjoy it. If you don't like it, don't play it.
I think a
But
lot of
bashing on
people,
it because you don't like it, I mean,
yeah, I think a lot of people with those opinions actually played the game before they had the NPCs put in.
yeah,
Right.
the Wastelanders.
They
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
played at launch and like you said, it was a hot mess at launch. And I played at launch and was like, I don't love it. So I actually quit for like a year.
Yeah.
I mean, I played like a couple times and was just like,
Yeah, I came to
eh.
76 kind of late, so I kind of missed a lot of that. So when I came in, there was NPCs there,
Yeah.
and so to me, it was a cool game. And I'm like, why is
Yeah,
everybody?
it was so
like,
much better after
Yeah,
Wasteland.
I don't know why everybody was like
complained
flipping
about,
script
oh,
on
there's
it.
no NPCs. I mean,
Well, they always said
the
there
other
wouldn't
players
be.
are the NPCs. That's the whole point of the game. It's
Right. And the
multiplayer.
whole time they said there would be no NPCs because there was going to be other players. So it
Right.
was just going to be robots and terminals and things like that. And it was like,
I don't
okay.
think
And I
anyone
will say, I
understood.
mean, they added Wastelanders because of that, but it
Yeah.
is the player base that keeps this game going.
It
all the
is.
role
It's. I mean,
players.
that's the whole reason that I really, because one character has gone through the entire end game, and the other two I've just kind of held back because it gives me something more to just kind of pick up and do at my
Yeah.
own pace. The reason that I still like to play is because I play with other people. There's a couple of podcasters that
Yeah.
I can jump in and play with while they're streaming or whatever, and it's just fun because like Saturday when I get home from work, I'm going to do some kind of weird race with Gato Pub. I don't know what we're doing. We're like, it's some kind of over encumbered race. We like start out with nothing and then you like have to fast travel to a point and then pick up like everything you can find and come back to a certain point, and then whoever weighs the most wins. I think is how
like
that
a
works.
Junker Shine run or something like that.
Oh, that sounds fun,
No,
actually.
it's
A little
just
different.
little different, but I love the Junkershine runs too. I used to run those in one of my
Yeah, the Junkershine, the
Nuka Gals group. I would run
whatever else.
I would run a Nuka-Shine scavenger hunt. I'd be like, you have to come back with these things, you know, and just
So
make
these are
up
different things that
random
are in the
stuff.
game that are put out by other
These-
players.
These are
Like-
things that we just make up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people
Okay, yeah,
make
yeah.
up. I mean,
Different,
that's
like,
the thing
different
about
streamers
76.
will
It's
make
like
up
it's an
things.
open sandbox, so you can create and
Yeah.
do whatever you want.
And that's why I love it. You know, it's like you can't really
Right.
do that in the other games because it's a single player. You can do that in 76 because you can have all your friends, 24 people in a server. You know, you get all these people in there and you can do whatever. They've done Gato Pub does cooking shows. They do cat fights. To Universal does the Nuka and Afraid runs. Just, you know, there's so many, like all the role-playing groups that do other things. Wasteland Theater does plays in the group. There's so many things that you can do in the game.
Yeah.
That's what keeps it fresh for me. But for some reason, other people just
Yeah, they're like, oh, there's nothing to do. It's like, well, go find something
and
to
it's
do.
like literally
There's
then
always
you have
something
no
to do in this game.
imagination.
Yeah, I don't get people sometimes.
Well, and I'm thinking it's like I guess like those are the people that want to buy a game and just like literally like play it through and then they just don't want to
Yeah,
do
just do
anything
the
else. Like
story.
you don't want to make your own content, I guess,
Mhm.
that's that person.
Well, that's the
But-
thing. Over the years, there's only really been like 3 major updates, and that's
Yeah.
the Wastelanders update, and then the 2 Brotherhood of Steel ones. That's about
Right.
it. Everything else is kind of like minor updates, you know, like the
Like
pit
little
missions
new
and the
quests
daily
and
ops,
new-
and
yeah.
All right, I think we're going to go ahead and take a break real quick. And when we come back, we're actually going to probe Knight Taylor's brain on how to be a better player and how to like level up quick as a new player, things like that. We're gonna pick his brains. Yeah, so kind of like the aliens landing. Just gonna
An alien probe, I'm sure.
Yeah.
oh, the
Yeah.
aliens are coming. Oh crap!
it's a mind probe, guys. A mind probe. Keep that in mind. It's up here.
However we do it, doesn't matter.
Not that other probe. Just saying. All right, be right back. Ever wanted to be a content creator but had no clue where to begin? Come join me as I sit down with content creators that have already faced the challenges you're up against, as they discuss the tips and tricks that help them be successful. Here on The Content Creator's Guide, available wherever podcasts can be found. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the message. If you guys would like to send us a message using at Fallout RTB on our little Twitter there machine, or you can send us an email to falloutrtb@gmail.com, and you can send us all your cool questions and answers and stuff like that, things you want to talk about. And maybe you can give us some ideas for some shows and stuff, and we'll, knock it around. If it's cool enough, we might even bring you on the show. Sound good? All right, cool. Moving on. We're going to talk to Taylor now about how to get good at the game. Okay? So I'm going to start things off real quick. Taylor, if somebody's just now starting in the game and they just walked out of the vault and they're into the big old open world of 76, what is the first thing they should do for like the first hour of the game to really set them up for success?
Well, I would definitely go out, explore the world a little bit, do your quest. Most of the times, the quest will take you to the Overseer's camp, which is usually a good spot to start off at. It's just a little bit down the vault when you exit out. There actually will be like a robot that will kind of tell you where to go, and then they'll run into some people. And most of the times, what I've seen is because Fallout 76 is a multiplayer game, and if you're new, just coming out of the vault, a lot of the times, not all the times, but a lot of the times, you'll have a higher level person come and meet you at the vault and give you free stuff.
A whole bunch of
Now-
free stuff.
Yeah.
Run away.
Now,
Oh,
most
yeah.
of the times,
Always
a
shoot
lot of
them,
people
right?
will accept it.
Oh,
I've actually personally gone to the vault and tried to help people out, and they'll just reject stuff,
Yep.
which is totally fine. Because I mean, if you want, like I say to a lot of people, go out, explore the game, do your quest, just enjoy it while you can, because we do have limited content in this game if you're playing by yourself. But definitely go out, make some friends, go join a team. I know a lot of people probably don't know how to do that right away, but you just open up the social menu, whatever platform you're on, and
Hit
you
escape.
just join a random team. Yep. Escape on PC. I'm not sure what it is for console off the top of my head because I don't
Oh, you just
It's
hit
the
the
It's
pause
basic-
button.
It's just the pause button is all.
pause button. Okay,
It's
thank
the
you.
Yeah,
pause
just-
I'll
button.
to go
I'll
to the
translate
menu.
for you PC to console people.
Yeah.
Hey, I play with an Xbox controller. It's cool.
If you're playing with a keyboard, it's the escape. If you're playing with the controller, depends on what controller you got.
Right.
Yep.
But you just got to go to your menu and then just go from there. It'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out.
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys are
Just
smart.
read.
You guys are smart.
Okay, so let's say you've gone in, you've played the game for a while, and you're kind of getting used to things, and you're starting to understand the menus, and you come across skills. Okay, I've leveled up 2 or 3 times, and I haven't done anything with my skills yet. What should a new player do with their skills to begin with? Like, I understand, like, you get to like level 50, and then you can start creating like, bloody builds and all these different kind of, special builds and stuff. But what does a new player use? What's a new player's skill set going to look like?
Right.
where do you
Well,
put those
so
points?
you'll get, when you go in the vault, you'll get a perk card pack right away. And then like every 5 levels, you get 1, 2. Sometimes you get them from like the scoreboards or the item shop. And those give you perk cards that you can use. And what you want to do is just kind of set up your special. So you go into your special menu on your Pip-Boy and put in whatever cards you have. I recommend a lot of people go on like Discord or Reddit, YouTube, look up builds and see which ones you like, work towards it. Obviously, you'll want to spend the first like 50 levels because what you want to do is get max level gear. And most of the max level gear is either level 45 or 50. So I really recommend people getting to level 50 as soon as they can. Obviously, don't rush it if you don't want to, but it is easier if you get to level 50.
Whole lot easier.
Yeah, and then once you get to level 50, you can get max level gear, max level power armor, or armor, whatever you want to use. And that's the thing too, is like a lot of people are like, I'm not sure what build I want to do. Well, what do you like to use? And you can always change up your build going down. All you have to do is just keep leveling up in the game to get more perk cards. And you can switch out the builds and switch out your special stats.
And where do they do that at?
So you can do it in your Pip-Boy, or there's actually a perk card machine. Kind of looks like a time clock with a perk card table that you can change your builds at. You can usually find those at train stations, people's camps. You can build one on your own camp if you have it. And then every 50 levels, up to level 300, so you get 6 of them, you'll get a legendary perk card that you can choose. And you can either increase your special stats, or they got different cards for different effects, all depending on your build. Really, in your build, what you want to do is just use whatever you like. A lot of people will switch out their builds because they want to try something different, or they don't like what they're using.
And they
I've
do
switched
that
my build
often,
one.
anytime they want to, or is it like a limited
Yeah.
amount?
Yeah, I mean you can switch it anytime, as long as you got like the special points, or if you got the cards for it. It all depends on, really, everything depends on leveling. Because leveling up gets you more perk cards, more perk coins, which
So it
help with
sounds
the
like it's in
legendary
your
perk.
best interest to kind of get to level 50 as fast as possible.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
So if that's
But
the case,
also
where
enjoy the
can you go
game.
to do that? Well, of course, but
Yeah.
so let's say you want to level super fast. Like you're coming into the game, you're like, okay, cool, the content's okay. I just want to get to level 50 so I can be a bad, kick butt like everybody else. So what are some good areas for like grinding? Everybody,
Where
if
do
they
you
want to
find
grind up.
XP?
Yeah, where
Right.
can you
So
really
newer
smash out some
players,
XP?
I usually recommend, do the quest, because the quest will get you a lot of XP for completing them. If you can, join a team, especially a casual team, because a casual team will get you that intelligence bonus, which intelligence in this game gives you the experience. And each point of intelligence you have is about a 2% experience buff. And you can have up to 20 in your build, 15 max on your regular special. And then you can also have a legendary perk card where you can increase it by another 5. So you can have up to 20 max. but it all really depends on your build. But good spots to leveling up, obviously the quest, joining a team, and then events, like public events. A lot of the public events will give you a lot of XP, especially if you're on a team. You can get the XP sharing bonus. A lot of the good events you want to look out for is like Guided Med, Rad Rumble, Eviction Notice, Moonshine Jamboree, you know, all the big events that spawn a lot of enemies really fast. And try to get tags on everything. Whatever weapon you're using, just tag stuff so you can get XP. Obviously,
Oh, even
there'll
at
be
the
other
low
people
level,
there.
as long as they hit something once,
Mhm.
we'll get the XP from it.
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
or if you're on a team. Because there is XP sharing on a team. But if you, let's say if you're at an event, you're on a team, if you're just sitting there doing nothing and your
Mhm.
teammates are killing stuff, you'll get XP, but you only get half of the XP that you usually do. But if you tag that enemy, you'll get the full XP. You don't have to kill the enemy, you just have to tag the enemy.
Okay. And then, so what about daily ops? Are those a good place to get a lot of XP from? Because I noticed that they're a little different than the events, right?
Yeah, so depending on the daily app, how tough it is, yeah, you can go in there, you can get good XP, like I said, depending on what it is. And then you can also get ammo too. So if you're carrying a gun, let's say, you know, a lot of newer players will have like a pipe rifle or something. If you're just carrying that gun with you in daily ops, if you loot all the dead bodies in daily ops, you'll get all the ammo for that weapon that you're using. You also
Heck
get ammo at the
yeah.
end. If you complete the daily ops in under 8 minutes, you'll get like plans and stuff. If you're under level 50, you'll just get random plans. But if you're over level 50, you'll get more of the rarer plans. That's why I tell a lot of people get to level 50 because then you'll get all the high tier rewards from the events and daily ops.
Mhm.
There's also something called a pit mission, which is kind of like a daily app, but a little bit tougher. Pretty much gives the same rewards. You'll get like 5 legendaries if you complete the whole thing. You'll get legendary modules, which legendary modules you can use to roll on weapons. So you can get legendary weapons. And depending on your build, what you're looking for, you know, you kind of want to roll and just keep rolling until you get what you want. And that's the nice thing about them is you can do that. So if you're looking for a certain weapon, you can roll for it. Or, like I said, 76 is multiplayer. So there's a huge trading community in this game. So if you're looking for a weapon, you can ask for it. You can go buy it in a player vendor. You know, if you want it, you can probably get it from somebody or somewhere.
Okay. So what about the scorch? So there's an area on the map that I noticed that gets bombed a lot. Like nuclear bombs get dropped there a
Nuke it.
lot,
Yeah.
and it's down in the bottom right hand of the map. And it's an area where there's a Scorch Beast Queen. Is that a massive area for collecting XP? And is that something that anybody can go and do?
Yeah, so you can go there any level. That is down in the bottom right corner of the map called the Cranberry Bog, and that is one of the boss fights. So it's the Scorch Beast Queen fight. You also have another one called the Ultracite Titan, which is in the Ash Heap, which is the bottom left corner of the map. And then you have one called an Earl. It's a Wendigo Colossus up by like kind of the Savage Divide. It's the tan part of the map up kind of northern end. So those boss fights you can do at any level. Just make sure you get like tags on it. You do get pretty good XP depending on how fast the boss gets killed.
Is there
And
anything you would recommend to avoid like getting radiation sickness and stuff? Because it seems like sometimes when I go there, I'll like be standing around and like everybody else is fine, but like I'm, being a newer player, well, when I was a newer player, I would die super quick, and like I didn't have any mutations or anything like that to help me out at the time. So, I mean, how does somebody keep from just dying instantly from when the radiation from the nuke?
right, and that all depends on like your build, on your armor. You want to build armor, obviously, right away. If you don't want to die from radiation, I would recommend a hazmat suit. That's really the only thing you can get at that level. I mean, you can wear power armor, but some of the power armor is not really good against radiation. You're almost better to have a hazmat suit,
Yep.
which I think you can buy the plans for now somewhere at a train station. I'm
You
not sure off the top of
can.
my head how much they are, but I think you can craft those at level 1 too. So like
So
right out
can
of the
you
vault,
wear a hazmat suit and your armor at the same time,
you
or you
cannot.
just
No.
so you're
So you
weakened
either
as
got to
long
wear
as
the
you're wearing it?
hazmat or the armor.
So you're weakened as long as you're wearing your hazmat suit. So you got to kind of be careful.
Yeah, so you'll
Okay.
have like no protection against enemies, but you'll have protection against the rats.
Kind of trading one for the other, really.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much. And that's
okay.
the whole thing in the game is like, there's pros and cons to everything. So
Okay.
If you're lucky and whoever dropped the nuke did it correctly,
right.
then
Yeah.
you're not standing in the radiation. So for the boss fight, there's ways to nuke where you can still fight the bosses without actually being in the radiated zone.
Right.
Most people try and do that.
Most people, yeah.
Most people. Some people think it's funny to just drop it wherever, and
Yeah. Well, that's
That's
the
not
thing. You
fun.
can just drop a nuke wherever you want,
you can
really.
drop a nuke anywhere. Sometimes it doesn't make any sense where they drop them because it doesn't spawn an enemy or give any benefit whatsoever. But whatever.
So is there any like cool hidden things that'll like help people level up, like a spot that where something just constantly like replenishes and you just sit there and tag.
Oh, you're talking about the my favorite spot.
I bet it's my favorite spot too.
Yeah, the West Tech Experience Center is what I like to call it. It's the West Tech
Exactly.
Research Center. I actually made a sign for it, yes. But yeah, West Tech, once you complete, so you'll have to do the Brotherhood quest line, the new Brotherhood quest line, because there's actually 2 different Brotherhood quest lines. But you'll get the first Brotherhood quest line once you hit level 20. Once you complete both of those, it'll unlock West Tech, the West Tech FEV lab part of West Tech. And once you get that done, you can actually go in West Tech and you can repeatedly farm it. And that's what a lot of people do for XP. They either do West Tech or they'll do nukes. That's really like the end game content that we have right now. That a lot of people farm XP for and to get the scoreboards done. So every like 3 months we'll get a scoreboard in the game where you can earn, camp items and armor and everything else. It's all on the scoreboard. But the scoreboards really help out newer players, especially because there's a lot of goodies on there for newer players to get. There's like new key cards, armor, camp items, perk card packs, perk coins, all different kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Legendary cores or whatever. Not
Yeah.
cores.
Okay. Well, I think I exhausted all the questions that I know. Does anybody else have any questions?
So I had a question. So I was playing earlier on my low level character and went to, so she can shoot pretty decently. She's of course, she's a stealth commando build. But so I go do a encrypted event because it's up and I'm like, yes, encrypted, so that's some good XP, right? And I don't know what was going on. So I don't know, have they changed this event to make it harder or whatever? Because literally everyone was just dying and dying and dying. And I died like 4 times. And I'm like, I never die on my higher character. So like, is it me? And I'm like, of all my characters, she is more squishy and I probably don't have her built correctly or I don't have the correct armor for her. So tell me like what I'm looking for like good armor that I should look for her to keep her from being so squishy. Because she's full health. She's full health stealth commando.
Yeah, so for that you'll want, well, there's all different kinds of armor in this game, and a lot of people have like personal preference to some of the armor.
Recon.
Yeah.
See, like
So
the
you have-
only thing that I require is it's got to have deep pockets because I'm a hoarder.
Right. Well, so the best non end game armor that you can trade is probably the heavy combat.
Mhm.
But then if you get into some of the quests and you get some of the end game armor, so you have Secret Service and Brotherhood Recon, and there's also Covert Scout, which is good for sneaking. It's not going to be
Yeah.
as good as like the Recon or the Secret Service. The regular armor, Secret Service is going to be the best for protection.
Easier to get
But
to.
Recon is pretty
Yeah.
close. to
Well, I think
that.
she's wearing some Brotherhood, I think, because she's done. She did the first Brotherhood quest. She hasn't done the second.
Right.
I think she's done the first one.
The
She might-
recon is
started it.
timely. Takes a while to get.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you can
but she's
and you
not
can
done
buy all
about
those plans.
79.
Well, you can get the Secret Service plans from doing the quest line.
Mhm.
You can get the Brotherhood ones from Daily Ops, or there's a gold bullion merchant called Minerva that comes by and sells gold bullion plans for cheap. So you can get that from them too. And then you can also roll on the armor.
Mhm.
So depending on your build, what you're looking for armor rolls. So like if let's say you're low health, you want either bolstering or unyielding. If you're high health, you'll probably want like Vanguard
Vanguard,
or
yeah.
Overeaters.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I think Vanguard is like what I was told to look for, but I think her armor is kind of mismatched, whereas I think like my other character, or maybe both of them, I can't remember, are like more matched, and I don't know if that helps.
Yeah, I mean it does help if you have some of the legendary perk cards, because some of them will require that you have a matching set of armor.
I've got to look at hers because she's level 168 or something, 157, 160. I don't know. She's somewhere in that neighborhood. She's my
Right.
baby.
Hmm.
So I don't know like how many legendary perk spots I have open.
Just to put it in perspective, Knight Taylor here is like 4,000
yeah.
something.
4,407.
a 150 something is definitely a baby in his
Yeah.
eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
My even my high character who's like almost 300 is a baby in your
Right,
eyes.
yeah. Well, I actually started playing, I've been kind of getting back into it. I actually have a level, I think it's like 160 character, which I've been trying to kind of just
Take your time with.
yeah,
Yeah.
do some of the quests and level it up a little bit. And I'm trying to get the recon armor for that character. Got 3 of them so far.
Oh,
But like I
cool.
said, you can only get those from Daily Ops or Minerva, so
Only about a month to go.
yeah, I know,
Well,
right?
she is my role play character. She's not like I may start role playing Brotherhood with her.
Right.
You can always come to the
She-
remnants.
Mm-hmm.
She's my blog character. She's the one I write my blog on. And she's not allowed to fast travel anywhere unless she's already been there. So it's just
Yeah.
not walking. And there has to be like a purpose for her to go anywhere. Like I just can't be like, oh, I've never been there. Let me go there. There has to be like a reason for her to go there. In her
Right. And that's
story.
one thing when I was new is I would just walk around the map and
Yeah.
just go explore. Because this map, like if you just fast traveling everywhere, it's like, oh, this map is small. But if you're actually just walking everywhere,
Oh,
this
yeah.
map is huge. Like just go out there, explore the map, and just find locations. There's players that have played this game, including myself, that have played since the beginning and are still finding new locations. It's like, oh, I didn't know this was in the game. And where
I'm
was this?
still running across I just ran across a new random event the other day that I was like, is this new? And everybody was like, no, it's been in the game forever. And I'm like, I've
Right.
never seen it. And there's a couple that I know of that I've not seen that I'm like, oh, I would like to see that one. I want to see the guy that you have to take his picture for his daughter, and I've not run into that one.
Oh, I've done that one. Yeah, that one's cool.
Yeah, I have not run into him. I keep wanting to. But I just, sometimes I think like I need to like maybe do an overhaul and respect my character. Or I've got one. So you can have, all right. So we were talking about switching builds earlier. Jackson's brought that up. You can have what, 5 builds per character if you buy
I
all
think
the
if you buy them,
build
I think you
slots?
get 2 of them for free.
Right. And then you can buy
Or
more.
something like that. Yeah, and you can buy more.
Yeah. Because I was thinking about, so my one, I have a mercenary character. She's like mercenary spy. And I want to make her, she does like handguns and sniper. And then I want to have a melee build on her because I've never played melee. A lot of people I know, like some
Right.
people can like tear things up as melee, but I've never tried it because I've always been personally like, I don't want to be up close and personal to monsters. I want to be like far away.
Right.
But I'm thinking about trying a melee. So what would you suggest as a good melee build? Do you have good suggestions for melee builds or any suggestions?
Well, it's been a few years since I played a melee build, so But yeah, definitely get like, depending on your build, either like a anti-armor or vampires.
Oh, I
There
love
might be some
vampire.
other
Love
or
vampire.
bloodied. Like I said, it depends on your build. But it's something with like swing speed and strength. I know those are really
Mm.
popular.
Okay.
And then you'll have to kind of switch out your build a little bit. I think most of the melee perks are in perception. If-
Yeah, I think so. So I have to
so.
switch all that out because, like, I have mostly she's spec in intelligence, I think perception, not so much strength or some agility, some luck. I like some of the luck perks.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, and depending on
yeah.
your build, like your special stats, because I know
That's
a lot of them are
serendipity
like
and like your
love serendipity.
Yeah.
and your whatchamacallit freak.
Yeah, you class
Class freak.
freak and
Yeah.
star
it's if you're
exchange and all that you
mutated.
have to have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta have all those. And then I like the ones where you can have your guns, like your guns might fix themselves or your armor might fix themselves.
Oh,
I think
luck
I
of the
have
draw.
those on some of my characters. Yeah. I think I have
Maybe
those in
White
some
Knight.
of mine.
And
I
these
put
are
a
all
lot of
different
points.
skills, right? These are the different
The
skill.
perk cards, yeah.
Different perk cards, yeah. And I put a lot of points into intelligence because of and then I kind of put some in charisma too. Some, not a lot,
Right.
but because I like to share perks. So I'll do at least like 4 to 6 points in charisma.
Yeah.
Depending on my character.
Well, that's the thing about it too, is like if you're on a team, and depending on your charisma, you need 3 points of charisma for every 1-star card that you want to share. So if you want to share a 3-star card, which is the max, you have to have 9 charisma in your build.
Yeah.
So
And it
in
has
the
to be
charisma
base
line, you
charisma.
have cards that actually help other players.
Yeah, so you can share whatever cards. Like I said, you can only share up to a 3-star, and you have to have 9 charisma, base
To share the
charisma.
3-star.
Yeah, you can't have legendary charisma or anything like that, but you have
And
to
it's
have 9
only in the
base
charisma line. That's not like the other areas like perception
you can-
cards.
You can share other cards, but
Yeah,
you
but
have
you
to
have to
have
have
the
the
charisma
charisma.
to do that.
Okay.
But I usually will share like inspirational or
Yep.
yeah,
That's a
because that
good one.
gives all the team members like extra.
So doing that and being in a group could also help these new players to
Uh-huh,
level up as well.
Yes.
uh-huh.
And it is so easy to level up nowadays because you have so many like different well, obviously inspirational. You have the team bonus, you got lunch boxes, which a lot of
Like you
people
said, like you go to these big events, everybody's
Yep.
popping lunch boxes and you
it's
benefit
like
from
free
that
double
just because
XP
you're
pretty
there.
much.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what the lunchbox does, is it doubles the XP?
It gives
Yeah,
you
if you pop 4 of 'em.
25% XP
Hmm.
bonus, and if they do 4, then you get 100%.
Oh,
Yep.
cool. That's nice.
And then you get other bonuses too, just random,
Hey,
whatever it is.
Gingerino, did you have any questions?
Most of the questions I haven't been asked. They've like been asked by you guys. I mean, I'm not like Jaxus or Sassy with Fallout 76. I played the game for the story and checking out the setting. And I'm still only double digits for my character since it came out, but that's just what I play 76 for.
Well, then
Is
you
that-
should have a good pertinent question that might apply to your own
Yeah.
character.
I'm trying to think of one. Like I'm wondering. Well, and I know this is more for a couple other people who are wanting to get into it right now who ask me this question. I don't know the answer. Is like, what is a good first timer build if you want to kind of touch on everything or a little bit of everything that Fallout 76 has to offer? Because they're like, well, I asked them, like, do you like want to build a camp? Do you want to specialize in this or that? And they're like, I don't know. I just want to experience the game and then go from there. So what kind of build would you recommend for someone who's just trying to get a good breadth of 76?
Right, and that's the thing, 76, there's so much to do. I mean, you can come into the game, you can be a role player, you can be a camp builder, you can be a XP grinder. I mean, you can pretty much do whatever you want.
I would say for
Um,
somebody starting out in the game, though, they would probably want to
Yeah.
focus on something that would make them a little bit tanky and possibly
Yeah,
able to
definitely,
do a little DPS so that they can at least stay alive, so they can experience all those
Yeah.
things.
I mean, you'd
well,
want to do
like
some
if you don't have
damage, sure.
friends, you're going to be kind of playing alone, so you're not going to have too much gear right away. And that's where you want to be doing like the quest. Just do the quest. A lot of the quests will teach you how to play the game, how to build camps, do all this and that. Obviously, you'll have other players kind of helping you too. If you want the help, I've tried to help some players and they don't want to help, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
It's not going to break my heart, but if you want to experience a game by yourself, so be it. But 76, I will say after a while, it does get pretty boring if you're playing by yourself. But everybody's got their own play styles. That's the thing. But yeah, if you're just starting out, you don't know about the game, just give it a try. Go out and explore it, play it for a little while. And that's the thing too, is like a lot of people don't play it and they'll just hear bad reviews and don't want to play it.
Yeah,
Get your own
because
opinions.
it's
Yeah.
not everybody's cup of tea, but I feel like it's got something to offer everybody.
I got another one.
Okay.
So I see a lot of these groups on Fallout 76 that like Elgato Pub is probably the most like notable in my mind anyways. How are people starting these groups in Fallout 76 and organizing these events that people come onto? Does that require like a Fallout First subscription, or do you have to be on a Discord? Like how do people organize that events where players are actually in game together?
You talking about like an RP group?
Yeah, maybe an RP group, but like I haven't been able to join Elgato Pub and anything, but I know that they host events and people go to them in the game, and I'm like, how did that happen? Like, do they put out the server name, or
I think Sassy can answer that one.
Sassy might be able to.
I think for Gato it helped because she streams and then she has a Discord and she's active on Twitter, and a lot of people just flock to her, and it's just like, hey, I want to join, and then she'll post her events in Discord. And like for the thing that I'm doing tomorrow, Saturday night, she's like, I need one more PC person. And I'm like, yeah, I could do it. But, I had some concerns about it because I'm not going to lie. I mean, my character's always running heavy and this literally requires you to like drop everything. And I'm like, I don't even have a place to put it because my stash box is always full.
Right.
She's like, no, we're going to be on custom. You just drop it. Don't worry about it. It'll be there. I'm like, all right, I'm game. So if I don't have to worry about all the, where my stuff's going to go when I have to get rid of it, then sure.
What about, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But that's, I mean, I know that that's literally how she goes about it. She just looks in her Discord for people and everybody's just like, yo, me. Whenever she does like camp showcases and Saturday night bar crawls and stuff like that, it's like, I'm looking for bars on this platform or whatever, and people just volunteer. I don't know about who else did you mention, like some of the other people, but that's how she does it.
Yeah, and then, like when I started out, when I was playing 76, I actually bought a mic and started talking to area chat with people, and that's how I met some people. And then it kind of turned into Discord. So I found Discord, met a bunch of groups. And then you also have like Twitter, you got Twitch, YouTube. A lot of people hang out on people's streams, meet them that way.
Seems like
and hang out with
Discord's
them.
probably the main place for finding different groups.
Yeah, I
Well,
would say
that and, like,
Discord.
And Facebook too, because I know I'm in Nuka Gals and then also Women of the Wasteland. I'm in those two groups on Facebook, and they kind of disseminate into like PC players, Xbox players, PC, so it's like whenever they're like, hey, I'm looking for somebody to play with, it's like, oh, here's my PC, here's my PlayStation handle, here's my Xbox handle, here's my PC tag, we'll all get together and be like, we can all run together. So
Is that how most people find an RP group as well?
Probably.
Most of the time, yeah.
I mean, I found mine by just bumping into Taylor on the map. I'm like, hey, Taylor, what's up?
Well,
What are you
that's a lot
doing?
of things too.
Well,
So
I
you'll either find roleplay groups in game, or
I know
they'll
that's
be
how the 5-0
advertising on
said.
Discord or Twitter.
Because a lot of people just come across them and see what they're doing and say, yo, what's up? And they're like, oh, well, we're doing this thing. And then people are like, that sounds cool,
Right.
So that happens a lot.
Yeah, and a lot of people
Or they may
that's
run
the thing,
across-
role playing in this game. A lot of people just randomly role play. And I've ran into people in area chat and they'll be like, oh, I'm a moonshiner, down in the woods here or
Yeah.
whatever,
And that's cool if they're in character when you
Oh,
run
yeah.
into them and you're just like, all right, that's
love it.
really neat. See, and I don't do a lot on area chat. I should do more on area chat because I would probably run across more interesting things. But I know a lot of stuff like Twitter is huge. Twitter is
Oh, yeah.
huge. You can find people all the time talking on Twitter. Like 5.0 is all over Twitter. 76 Theater is all over Twitter talking all the time. And people are always like, oh man, I want to do that. And then they're like, well, if you're on PlayStation, boom, here we go. I'm not on PlayStation. I've still done stuff with 76 Theater.
Right.
So
Well, that's another thing too, is like, so you have different people on different platforms. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I want to join you. Oh, wait, I can't. I don't have the game for that platform, or I don't own that platform.
right.
It's like, well, I guess I can't.
But
That's
sometimes
the
they'll
thing.
do like a cross play, like sometimes they'll get somebody to be an intermediary. So like in this case, for me to do 76 Theater, they had somebody who was like friends who had an Xbox or a PC or whatever. So they managed to get 3 people on each platform to build a theater so that everybody could do their thing on each platform. And it was really cool. It was all hosted by 76 Theater, but they had different point people on
There's
each
actually
platform.
also they're starting to get where there's a little bit of cross-platforming where we have Xbox Game Pass is actually usable to where we can
On
kind of
PC.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
that kind of helps a little bit there.
does.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people have multiple characters on different platforms. So like
Mhm.
people, I know some people that will complete the scoreboard and all 3 tunes on each
I
platform. It's
know,
just like,
I'm
okay, I'm crazy about getting the scoreboard done, but I'm not that crazy. I'm buying all 3 different
I don't know
platforms and getting everything
how
on
they
there. It's
do
like,
that
nope.
because I just like once I get it done, I'm just like, I don't want to go through that
Yeah,
whole
there's
thing
this
again.
thing called life. Just so you know.
Yeah.
So Maverick, you got any questions there, buddy?
No.
Okay, that's pretty simple.
No.
Attaboy.
Speaking of scoreboard, how long did it take you to get the newest scoreboard done?
A week.
That's what I thought. But I did say, didn't I put that meme up that said it would take you, what, 2-3 days?
Something like that.
You took
Yeah. So
a
I mean,
little longer.
a lot of times they'll put up
Actually-
community calendars. Oh, go ahead.
Actually, what?
Yeah, no, actually, I don't play Fallout 76 as much as other people. I've stopped because I've played so much. I've needed to stop.
That
Oh,
was helpful
okay.
input.
So like a lot of times Bethesda will come out with like community calendar, or they'll let you know like when an event's coming up, or scoreboard's coming out season. And most of the time when that happens, I'll look at the community calendar and be like, oh, we're getting a double XP this weekend, or a new scoreboard's coming out, or whatever. So that's the time, usually about a week before that actually happens. So let's say a double XP weekend is coming up, next weekend. So like during the week, I'll farm up a bunch of XP buffs, and then during the weekend, I'll just kind of go to town, go
Yeah.
farm some XP, drop some nukes, West Tech, whatever it may be. And that's what I did with the scoreboard over the past week, is I just got a bunch of buffs saved up, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna grind it out in a week, and then I can just relax. So I don't have to log in every day and be like, yeah, I need to get these dailies done. I need to get these dailies done. It's like, yeah, I'm good. I'll just complete it in a week, and just if I get them done, I get them done. If I don't have to deal with it. I can go do other
Yeah.
things in the game.
I usually go in there like Tuesday or Wednesday, get all my weeklies and my daily for Tuesday done. And then
Yep.
I'll go in about 3-4 times a week and do my dailies. Which is why I'm only like on level 42 and you're done.
Right.
42 is still pretty good for a week.
Yeah, it is. But I think it's because didn't they have double score or something for
Yeah,
first
a
weekend or
couple
something?
days because they screwed
Yeah.
up on something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a
That
lot
helped.
of people are like, I got the scoreboard done day one. I'm like, oh, congratulations on buying the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's like
Like-
$150, but
Yeah.
some people
would
do that.
Well, I
No
don't know why
way,
people do
dude.
it.
It's like
No,
you had 3
that's why I
months to
grind it out.
finish
I'm
it.
like-
Why
It's
are
like,
you spending $150?
Like,
Right.
oh my gosh. It's like,
But
dude,
even if you log in every day, just do the dailies, do the weeklies every Tuesday, you can still get it done in time.
You
Like,
can.
I mean,
why
it's
that's
waste money on
essentially
the
they're spending like all right, let's say they had all 12 just like you.
Yeah.
And they did it in the first day. Dude, they just bought a car.
yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
it's
No,
ridiculous.
man. Come on.
Like, I don't buy any ranks. I just grind it out. I'm just like, I spend about a week grinding it out, and then I just get it done, and then
I mean, I'm always like, if it gets to the point where at the end, because I think there was a couple times that
Right.
there was like one board or something. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to make it. And I bought like a couple things at the end. And then I realized, oh no, I would have made it.
Right. Well, that's,
it's-
I mean, that's understandable. You know, if you got like a week left and you're at like rank 80, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to finish it. You know, do what you
Yeah.
can. And then like the last day, buy the
Right.
rest.
Just finish it.
But
right.
why buy it the first
At the
day? 'Cause
beginning.
you don't
Right.
want to do it. It's like
Like I wait that 3 months and then do it.
right.
Yeah. Because chances are, I mean, I usually finish, and even if I don't grind at it, I usually have at least like 3 weeks or 4 weeks of scorecation.
Oh yeah.
So easily. And that's just me not like I don't do daily ops. I don't do half the crap that they want on the scoreboard
Mhm.
because
Well,
man,
now this season too, they introduced something called the reroll, so you can just re-roll like a
I've
challenge or
heard some
two.
ridiculous rerolls though.
Yeah.
Holy cow. I'm just like, I haven't tried it yet. I'm
But
like,
if
oh, I
you've
should try
noticed
it just to
too,
see how
we don't
dumb
have
it
the
is.
daily anymore of leveling up. Like, you
Yeah,
don't have
I
to log in
know,
every
because
day and
like I
level up.
leveled up like every time and I keep waiting for her to see, and I'm like, there's no
Mhm.
score.
Yeah, they took that away, but
Yeah,
You still
but at
got the
least they gave
weekly.
us the XP thing back because God, the
Yeah.
first day, and I was like, I
Oh,
can't
there
do
would have
this
been a
without
riot
You guys
if
are
XP.
gonna
that
lose
happened.
some of us. We'll be like, well, what are they talking about?
Yeah,
getting
I'm
loose.
gone.
Well-
I'm like, I think we need to do another episode where you explain it to noobs like myself.
Explain the
What does
scoreboard
this
in
mean?
minutia. Yeah.
I mean,
does
I
this
know
mean?
what the scoreboard is, but then these
Yeah, there's a
little-
lot of details in there.
It's a lot of detail where I'm
Yeah.
like, I think I
Do
know what they're
a
Well, it's
talking
just
about.
Fallout
the
for
dailies that they
Dummies.
offer. It's just,
Right.
the
Fallout for
things that you
Dummies.
have to do to grind out the
Fallout for
scoreboard.
Dummies.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
I've played live service
Fallout for
games
Dummies.
with end game content before, so I can usually be like, oh, right, that sounds like a this from that game, or that sounds like a this from the other game. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Well, we were just super sad. The first day they dropped this one, there was no repeatable XP
Right.
as a way to earn score. And that's literally how everybody that plays.
what
if you're any,
assholes? How
like-
dare they? I am enraged.
well, I mean,
How
the only
dare
way to really
they.
do it is to, if you're an XP grinder, like if I'm gonna play, I'm gonna like buff up on my XP and go play. I mean, why
Yeah.
not?
Heads will
It's more
roll.
bang for your buck.
So,
So
Bring
So-
back the repeatable XP.
they did.
They did.
They did. Yeah.
Good.
Well, and that's
Yeah,
another
because
thing
I
too. So
got,
a
I
lot of
see my little
times-
bar fill a couple times when I play.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times
So-
when like somebody goes to a public event and let's say they go to the Queen, they pop lunch boxes,
Yeah.
you get those buffs for an hour.
Yes.
But usually the Queen fight's done in 5-10 minutes. So you still have, 45 minutes, 50 minutes
right.
of XP buff.
So
It's like,
then
go
you
out and kill
immediately
stuff.
go to West Tech.
Yeah. Just go kill some stuff. Go level
Or
up.
if
Like
Rad
take
rumbles up,
advantage.
you go do that
of
because
that
you can
XP
level up
buff.
twice there.
Yeah.
And
You
it's
don't want to be
like,
just, oh, I have this XP buff. Let me go work on my
let me
camp
just
and
walk
waste
around
that
and do
buff.
my
It's like,
camp, which you do get XP for camp too, but
right, but not a lot.
yeah, you're just not enough to like matter.
Yeah. If you're a low level player and you have those buffs going,
No,
take advantage of it.
I'm gonna hit level 4,000 through camping only.
I gotta say when
I
Camping
will
in this
camp
game.
with you.
if
I
that was
will
po-
camp
if
with
that was
you.
possible, Sassy would already have done it.
Yeah, it's
No,
true. Sassy
Fallout
just
4
does nothing
Yeah,
but
level
camping.
Sassy's already
literally,
done
I
it.
think I leveled up all by camp building
Oh, yeah.
in Fallout 4.
Yep.
So
I think that's how I leveled.
So Taylor, where can people find you? If they're looking for you, and do you have anything coming up? Like, I know you do your stream regularly. What's your schedule like?
Yeah, so I'm on Discord, Twitter, Twitch. It's all Night Taylor 77, Night.Taylor, different ones because names get taken. And yeah, I usually stream on Twitch. Try to do Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sometimes it's random. It all depends on my life schedule. I try to stream as much as I can.
Why 77?
It's the year the game came out, and also I'm a big Brotherhood fan, so the Brotherhood
Oh, I
Steel was
know what-
created
oh,
in
I-
2077.
77, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
I had to throw that in there.
You say that was the year that the bonds fell, the year
Yes.
of the Great War. So
October 23rd, 2077.
2077.
All right. Does
2077.
anybody else
That's
have
Tuesday.
any
Oh,
questions
Lord.
around the area of, getting good in the game and upgrading?
Good.
Otherwise, it's time to go bye-bye.
Time to go.
kind to go to sleep.
Well,
I
Let me
wish
go
I
get my
scared.
well rested bonus. Hold on.
Yeah, I need a well rested.
Yeah, let me go get my wet well.
Give me
All
30
right, guys.
seconds.
Well,
And you
let's
have to
say-
have a companion so that you
Yeah.
get the extra XP bonus from having a, what is it called with that? Like
Well,
I
the
forget
new
what it's
ally on the
called.
scoreboard gives you 5% on top of the well rested bonus.
Really?
Sexy.
Wait, really?
Okay, you guys are
Ooh,
killing me
I
now.
have him at Warriors Camp.
10%.
So, folks, all right.
I have him.
Okay, we need to
Let's
end
go-
this.
Well, it
It's
looks
time
like
to
we're
say
gonna
it's
go.
time to say goodbye, everybody.
It's time to say
goodbye.
goodnight.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it looks like this is the end of the show, and we're gonna say goodnight. Oh, look at that. Ad Victorian.
Well, I'm
Attaboy.
sure we'll be having Night Taylor back again. If you all have any questions for him, please let us know. Send us an email, falloutrtb@gmail.com, or send us a message at falloutrtb on Twitter, or hit up Night Taylor at Night Taylor 77 on Twitter, correct? I believe. And
No,
or
just
anywhere
Night
else.
Taylor on
Oh, just Night Taylor
Twitter. I
on
believe.
Twitter.
Or send us a
Um,
message on our Discord.
or yeah, whatever. And find us on Discord, find us on YouTube, find him on Twitch, and join in one of his streams, and let us know what you think, or give us feedback and questions for him. We'll bring him back on maybe a Get Good Part 2.
Get good.
Get good.
Get good. Get
All right,
good.
folks. Thanks for joining us. Everybody say goodnight. Good night.
Good night.
Good night,
Night for
everybody.
night.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.